Hey guys, it's Rebecca Garner of Garner Financial Coaching. This week's video, I am talking more towards those that are already in college age, and maybe you don't have to be in college and you're just trying to look up ways to save money. It is a great way. These tips will probably be more universal anyways, but this is how I lived off of 16,000 for the year that I went to school. Actually, I think it was under 16,000 because I was tithing 10% of my income. And and then taxes, it was in 2009. And it was a pretty rough year for everybody. Mostly, I had no idea because I was so busy focused on school and was just in my own little world and bubble at the time. But I had no idea that the world was kind of struggling with a lot of people's finances and jobs and layoffs. I didn't experience that, but I was already living on a tight budget. So here are my tips of what I did and how I lived and saved money during that time. Number one was a budget. I know it's a financial coaching business that I have. I've got to mention my budget because it was what kept me in line during that time frame. Was that I had a certain amount I had to work with. It was this amount, and I had to manage how much I spent on groceries and bills. And it was the first time I actually had bills that if I didn't pay them, I may not have a place to stay. So managing how to learn how to pay electric bills and rent and all of that, and all of my needs and financial responsibilities. So budgeting helps so much. And if you have watched some of my videos, you know that I suggest, especially mint.com is a good one. It makes it so much easier. I didn't have that back then. I don't even think that they existed back then. I had used Quicken, and it was a great thing for me to do. You did have to be consistent, otherwise it could pile up on you, and then it'll take a long time, if not ever, to get back into consistency. So it is something that I suggest you would do weekly. And check in on it, especially on days that you're spending more, or you've gone out and you're paying bills, or just check it. Check your bank statements, make sure that you haven't forgotten something. Even today, like I was checking my bank, I thought I had unsubscribed from a subscription, and they charged me. And so I was able to, because it was the same day, I was able to contact them, and they canceled my order, and I am getting my money back. So it's just little things like that. Don't let it go unnoticed and undone, because that can be extra money in your pocket for either savings or fun day out or something like that, something that you actually want it to go to instead of something that you actually don't need. So budgeting is number one on my list. I promise there are some other ones that I will mention. All right, number two, eating out rules. Because I had such a small budget to work with, eating out was not something that I had the privilege of doing very often. So because eating out can be so expensive, what I did was I gave myself a rule where I could go out to eat once a week. And that was a very, very small amount too. Like, it wasn't eating out at even the Olive Garden, which I know the Olive Garden can be pretty cheap. I mean, that you could probably do the Olive Garden maybe if you work it with your budget, but what I mean by that is just don't. A lot of times, I don't even think I would go somewhere to eat as far as anywhere that I had to tip. And so, I mean, I did. There were times, especially I'm in my memory now. I'm like thinking back of all the times that I did go out to eat, but that was my rule for a very good bit of my year. Was once a week I would get a little sandwich at a sandwich shop, and I would have that on a Friday afternoon on my way to work. So that was basically what I did, was to save money, was to make my own meals at home. And I would also prepare my lunch the night before most of the time because I was in a rush in the mornings. So making your lunch at night, but so that it's ready in the morning. And I was very mundane with how I ate, and so I was able to make myself a sandwich. I have no idea what I ate on with a side. If I did, I think it was probably Wheat Thins back then, because that's, now that I think about it, I had a thing for Wheat Thins. I thought they were healthy. So I just made myself a little snack, and I actually didn't snack too much, just like the Wheat Thins and my sandwich, and I was good. And that is going into my other habits and saving money. I know this could be hard for some people, and it may not be viable for others, but it's what I did and how I saved money. And let me tell you, when I was working full time and I was at home, I had plenty of money to spend. So I had started this habit of just eating out every day. And I started gaining so much weight from just doing that, because I was eating out at Arby's and Taco Bell and like all these fast food restaurants. And I started gaining weight, and I actually stopped that habit, not for financial reasons, but because I was gaining weight and I didn't want to change my size and clothes, because I love clothes. And that is one reason that has kept me from just sticking to good eating habits and exercise, is that I like my clothes and I don't want to change my wardrobe and get bigger sizes. It doesn't mean I haven't fluctuated in my weight. I have gained weight in the past and bought new clothes, but I just, especially back then, it was something that I realized, oh, if I bring my lunch, I'm regulating what I eat. So one thing I had also learned was drinking a lot of water, and even like herbal teas and healthy teas that don't have sugar in it will make you feel better, and also it'll save you money, because those sodas, especially when you go out to eat, or you're buying extra, drinks and things like that, a lot of them have high sugar, and also they are an added cost to meals when you do eat out. Not saying that you can't splurge or that you have to live by my eating habits. It's just that I felt better. My sleep was regular. I was able to do life a lot better when I had a healthier eating habits. And I was not perfect back then. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably was very unhealthy the way I ate compared to what I eat now, for the most part. Another thing that saved money, which I would say this was for religious reasons back then, but now I do it for health reasons now, and that is fasting. And let me tell you that the like a keto diet, a ketogenic diet, fasting can be really healthy for some people. I won't say that it's a blanket statement that it's healthy for everybody. People have eating disorders and also diabetes and things like that where maybe they can't and they shouldn't eat or shouldn't fast, but it does save money. So let me tell you what I do now, and I don't do this to save money, but it does. I do sometimes on vacations and traveling. Sometimes I will do this for my to cut out my budget is not eat dinners, and that way I am saving money on a meal, and I'm also keeping my physique the way that I want it. So fasting is great. It has a lot of great benefits, and if you're interested in doing that, look up the benefits. There's all kinds of YouTube videos about that. But all right, number 4 is home pedicures, and I would say I've saved so much money. Don't look at my nails because they are not done, and they have actually been messed up since I went out and got a manicure, and that was one reason that actually I have better nails when I do them at home, or I leave them kind of natural and clean. And a lot of times my nails actually grow really well if I don't paint them because of I believe all the chemicals that are in them. But one thing that I learned when I was about 15 or 16 was saving money on pedicures. And I loved getting myself treated and going and getting my toes done. And one day I just decided, that it's kind of expensive. I wanted to save some money. So I actually just watched the girl and asked questions of what she was putting on my toes. And back then it was always a French pedicure that I did, or that I got. And so then I went just literally in the same parking lot to Sally Beauty Supply and got every little tool that she had. And I was saving money and was learning how to practice how to do a pedicure. Actually am better doing pedicures on myself than I am on other people. And it saves so much money. So it can be extremely expensive, and that doesn't need to be something, especially if you're trying to live on a tight budget. That alone can help you so much. Also, makeup brands. I know that sometimes we have our favorite brands, and I'm not too much of a stickler on this, but if you're really trying to scrounge on money, finding alternative brands that aren't name brands can actually save you money. I'm not going to go into like that. Sometimes they have more chemicals in them that aren't that healthy, but same with food. So if you're not really too worried about that aspect, which if you're just a scrounging college student, most likely it won't hurt you too much. Things are FDA approved, so maybe it won't harm you at all. So anyways, but just recently I actually found an eyebrow pencil that was way cheaper than the one that I had been buying, and it actually looks very similar in the packaging, and that's actually why I went to the drugstore to because I thought that they actually sold it, because I didn't want to drive across town to get my normal eyebrow pencil. And then come to find out it actually isn't the same brand. And then I was like, well, this is kind of funny because it looks very similar. So try it out. Just see if it works for you. And you could be saving and spending half as much on your makeup than you were before. All right. Let's see here. I have another one. Roommates and renting rooms. I know this is kind of like normal. Everybody mostly in college has a roommate. This is a great for social life, and it's also great for saving money. Sharing rooms, renting rooms, Also, if you don't know how to find a roommate, maybe you're not in the most normal college situation. I know where I lived, most of my roommates went to my school, but there are actually websites like roomies.com, and that can be a great way to split costs with electricity and having a good time, a fun social life with having roommates. So, all right. That is all for now. I am going to do a part 2 next week, and I hope that you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, and comment on these videos. It really helps with the algorithm and also my business to get my business name out there. And if you're interested in financial coaching, please contact me. My information and website is in the description below. And I would love to give you a free consultation and see if it's something that you're interested in doing with me. All right, have a great week. Bye.